Now it's a heat of the Temple Challenge Cup between Njord Rowing Club from Netherlands and Oxford Brookes B from just down the river in Oxford.
I will start you like this. Attention. Go.
The umpire just talking them through the start procedure. Crews will need to square their blades up. So we see Gavin McWilliams with his arm up in the coxing seat of the Oxford Brookes race. Still has his arm up. There's a long hold he's leaving it up there for. And now the crews are ready.
Go.
Now for all the power of a men's eights race in the Temple Challenge Cup. All the power coming off the start. Both crews getting away pretty aggressively.
Njord's done really well. They're taking a little bit of lead after the first few strokes. And they dispatched Brookes C yesterday, so I don't know if they're going to do the same with Brookes B boat today.
Yeah, but Brookes have been doing extremely well this year. Lots of crews, lots of eights competing at the top level. But yeah, this crew from Njord really moving well, moving out nicely. J.S.R. Hofstede in the stroke seat. It's his second Henley. He's got some experience. And he's trying to keep the crew in here, top of the island. Maybe a small lead for Oxford Brookes.
Yeah, they've come back, haven't they? And you're right about saying about the depth of talent that Brookes have. Numerous boats, numerous eights. I actually live in Wallingford, where they near their boathouse, and often go down to the river and watch them. You see many eights go up and down. They've got amazing strength and depth. And this is their B boat, but rowing really well there.
But I don't expect this crew from Njord to give up too easily. I think they're going to try and hang in there as we come up through this early part of the race. Still not done 500 metres yet. Oxford Brookes looking to make it pay, looking to squeeze it out.
Oxford Brookes settling into about 37 strokes a minute, and Njord a little bit less, maybe 36. And they seem to have a slightly longer stroke. And Brookes slightly more aggressive one and take an extra stroke a minute. But the crews neck and neck are approaching Remenham Farm.
Yeah, they're coming up here towards that Remenham Farm. The flag gets dropped. The barrier is the next marker that they'll need to come to as they just start to move away from the bank, so that you get into this slightly more unknown period where the water is beside you rather than the bank, and then the coxes really have to do their work.
This view's brilliant. You see down the course. If you've not been to the course before, you'll see at the top in the middle of the screen is the island, and with the temple on the front of it. The start, as we look at it, is to the right hand side as you see it on the island, and the start's probably another 150 metres past the temple. But it's a stunning view from here. Probably the widest part of the course, so with the wind as we look at it, it's coming from left to right. It's hardly a headwind at all. It's pretty much all straight across, about 13-14 miles an hour, nothing more than that.
No, it's really good conditions, as we can see, and the crew from Oxford Brookes now are looking to just try to inch away. It's only going to be an inch or a centimetre or two every stroke, but they're just looking to try and just be that little bit more efficient, just be that little bit more powerful, do nothing to slow the boat down and try and move away. But there's going to be high motivation in the crew from the Netherlands, from Njord, who are hanging in there and keeping that overlap.
Brookes just seem to have settled, don't they? They've got, they're probably taking the number of strokes a minute they take down by one, and that stroke seems a little bit longer, and I think that's been make it more efficient, and they're slowly squeezing, as you said, stroke by stroke away from Njord.
Yeah, but I can see that Njord have just managed to hang in there. We've just gone past the Forley marker, so we're just into the third quarter of the race now, and Njord have hung in there, and well, a number of them, 6 of them were in the crew last year that lost to Oxford Brookes on day one, so they're happy to race Oxford Brookes C on day one and beat them yesterday. They say the training's been going well with the new members of the crew, and they're hanging in there. They're keeping that overlap, and in an 8, again, you feel quite nervous when you're in that Oxford Brookes 8 and the other crew's hanging on to you. You haven't been able to break them.
Well, especially here at Henley, because it's, you know, it's one-on-one, isn't it? And there's a great deal of psychology. It's different to multi-lane racing, whereas having your opposition right next to you all the way down the course.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get them out of your eye line, but here we see it, J.S.R. Hofstede's face in the stroke seat. He's keeping his focus, he's keeping working hard, but he's trying to stay relaxed and keep connected. You can see on those marker boards the crews are still very much overlapping, and Oxford Brookes can't shake off this crew, very determined crew from the Netherlands.
Yeah, both crews taking 35 strokes a minute. 2/3 the way to the course now. It's anyone's race.
They're getting through the race. They're getting through the race. Oxford Brookes will want that finish line to come. They've got out in front now. They're just hanging on and trying to shake off this crew. But Njord are just still in there as we come towards the enclosure. I still think anything can happen if Njord can really raise the stroke rates with both crews with the bow side stroke. Those men can get their crews together. If the rest of the crews back it up and make it happen, then something could still go on in this race.
Both crews starting to build up towards the finish now, just starting to make their move, increasing their rate of rowing 1 or 2 strokes a minute. A couple of 100 metres to go now as they come into the enclosures.
They're a very young crew, the Oxford Brookes crews. We've got 19-year-olds, 18-year-olds in there. But what I can tell you is that Oxford Brookes, they will have done plenty of battle paddling. They will have done plenty of this kind of side-by-side stuff, where you line up 3, 4, 5, 8s on their training camps, get side by side and work it as hard as they can, so they know what it's like to be in these situations. This is where that training needs to pay off. Coming up the enclosures at Henley, this is why you train, this is why you put in that work, boys. And now, is it going to pay off? Is this Oxford Brookes crew going to be able to hold off this crew from Njord in the Netherlands?
Both crews now building up towards the finish. Oxford Brookes taking 38 strokes a minute, Njord at 37. Oxford Brookes B boat, their A crew won this event last year, so they want to try and defend their title as best they can, and it looks like they're going to at the moment.
Well, in this coxswain seat is Gavin McWilliams. We can see his face there with the Oxford Brookes crew. He's hoping for an all Brookes Sunday. He wants to see the B boat coming through, and they've come through today on the Thursday ahead of a very determined and brave crew from Njord in the Netherlands. But we can see it there, confirmation, a win in the Temple for Oxford Brookes B over Njord from the Netherlands.